Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. This is Joel at Up North Aquatics. Today for a video that I'm excited to film. The pea puffer update, everything I know about them, and a bloodworm feeding. So on the menu today, the Omega-1 frozen bloodworms. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in the water and just film them eating while I tell you every single thing I've learned about these guys so far. Because that's probably our best chance of seeing all 12 of them. So here it goes. And as you can see, these guys are starting to become very friendly with me and not afraid at all. Awesome. It's going to make for a good video. Okay, pea puffers. Here's everything I know. They can live 4 to 5 years. They prefer water that's 74 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Wide range of pH, anywhere from 7 to 8. They get about 1.5 inches, and people recommend 10 gallons at least, but you can get away with a 5-gallon. Now, how many you can keep in your 5 or 10 gallon? They say about 5 gallons for one, and then an additional like 3 gallons per fish. So a 10 gallon you get away with 3. I don't 100% agree with that unless it's the right gender mix. Now you want at least 2 or 3 females per male, or else the males are just going to get super territorial and kind of beat each other until somebody dies inevitably. So these guys are somewhat difficult to sex, but once you get an eye for it, it's really easy. The females are round and not very colorful, and the males are more like slender or football shaped and generally more colorful. Feeding, these guys get bloodworms and snails, live snails. These guys get frozen bloodworms as well as like the packaged bloodworms that are soft that come in a can. Snails are generally good to feed puffers because their beaks don't stop growing, and you need something hard to get their beaks trimmed down. But with pea puffers, it actually doesn't matter. So they don't have that issue, but they do still enjoy snails. And it's just good to feed a variety. Blackworms are another live food you could feed these guys. And shrimp, like very, very small shrimp, they would eat as well. Some things to know about these puffers is they're very susceptible to ick. They are scaleless, but I would still recommend treating with a full dose of ick meds if you do have an ick issue. Now, I have not treated these guys at all because they went straight into this tank by themselves, so I quarantined without meds. But had they been, and it's been weeks and they're fine, so I think they're good to go. No signs of any disease really, and I did buy them from Aquahuno, who has a pretty good reputation. All his fish have been healthy. But if you were struggling with ick or anything like that, I would recommend giving them a full dose. And if these guys were going in with tank mates, I probably would have medicated them as well, just in case. Disease can be brought on very easily with these guys because they're very, very, very susceptible to water quality, as most scaleless fish usually are. I'm trying to film and like think and talk at the same time, guys. Sorry, but they keep moving around, so it's hard to just hold the camera in one spot. But yeah, these guys are like really sensitive to any bad water quality or like harsh water quality changes. So lots and lots of monitoring, testing, water changes, and things like that, or else you will bring on disease pretty quick, and they could be difficult to treat. If you did want to breed these guys out, dense vegetation is where they're going to do it, is where they're going to spawn. These guys are all tank bred, so it is possible. And if you keep their temperature and their pH right and give them dense vegetation and a lot of live foods to condition them, as well as that right mix of multiple females per male, you should have some pretty good luck. Keep in mind that their max size is about 1.5 inches, and these guys right now are only about 1/2 inch. So that's the reason why I'm getting away with having 12 of them in a 30-gallon. Long term, this is probably not going to work. If I'm really lucky, I have like 3 males and the rest are females, and it'll probably be fine. But they do all, when they're not eating, occupy their own territory, and they do get a little nippy with each other if somebody comes into their territory and they don't want them there. So already kind of showing some signs of aggression. Nobody's getting hurt, and everybody's kind of minding their own business, which is what you want to see, sticking to their own territory. But that's also why I fed them, so you could see them come out. But long term, as these guys get more and more to adult size, they're probably going to get more and more aggressive. And as soon as people start getting hurt, I'm going to have to separate them. Fortunately, I have a full fish room, so I can keep, however many here that I can, given the genders. And the rest of them can go into other tanks in the basement. Now, tank mates with these guys, people recommend keeping them in a species only, as I do, but I'm not keeping them this way for long. I've seen a lot of success with tetras, and I'm looking for a place to put my albino cardinals. So they're actually going to go in here today, and we're going to see how that goes, and that'll be in a future update. Yeah, so I'm going to try them with cardinal tetras, which is one of the recommended fish, as well as things like coolie loaches and like full-grown shrimp that they can't fit in their mouth. They'll generally leave alone, but if the shrimp breed, you're probably going to lose all of the babies. I do have large snails that they can't eat breeding in here, so that they have a constant supply of like snail babies that they eat, which is kind of neat. Obviously not good enough for me to not have to feed them, but just knowing that they could always have a snack if I go out of town or something is kind of nice too. So, if you're looking for a fun fish, it's a little bit of a challenge, but kind of a easier nano fish to acquire, I'd say give these guys a go. It's safe to buy, probably like 6 or 8 juveniles, and then sex them out and rehome as necessary. Maybe even talk to the store you buy them from. They might let you return them for credit or something like that. So I guess that would be my summary of everything I know so far about these guys. More updates to come at Up North Aquatics. Please subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell if you want to follow along. You don't want to miss out. You can also follow along Up North Aquatics on TikTok or on our Facebook group, Up North Aquatics Aquarium Advice and Adventures. Let's talk fish and let's have a good time. So yeah, I guess I'll let you guys finish watching these guys eat, and I will sign out. But thank you for stopping by Up North Aquatics, and hopefully you learned something. And let me know in the comments what you think. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I will see you soon.